This conference will now be recorded.
By the way, are the people going through the exception handling and collections again?
Yeah.
Yes, Ram.
You have to know
No,
collection and exception handling no matter what. I
okay,
told you
yeah,
already. You have to go through the exception handling classes and the collection classes before I start JDBC on Monday. You have to
okay,
complete that. You have to complete that. You have to practice that. You have to do a lot of hard work during the weekend. Otherwise, it will be difficult for me to explain the JDBC. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So now let me go back to our topic. So this morning I was explaining about what is dual table, correct? What is dual table? And I also told about the alias name. So for example, when you're selecting some column, select marks, add student marks. If you want, what is the name you want in the results? So you can give the alias name. You can give the alias name for the column, correct?
Yeah.
Select marks, add student marks from student table. Did you remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
I told about the alias name. I told about the dual table. Dual table is what for what purpose? It has only one column, which is a dummy column. And if you want to perform any operations like any
some,
arithmetic operation
yeah,
or any subtraction, addition, or division, multiplication, or if you want to know the sys date,
average,
if you want,
yes, it's
Average.
time stamp,
the average is a group function that is not for dual. If I want the system date, how will you get that?
uh,
Select sys date from dual.
Correct? Sys date from dual because
Yeah.
yeah,
sys date is a system property, correct?
Yes.
So that is not stored in any table. Agreed? That is not
yes,
Yes.
stored in any table. That is the reason I'm using a dual table. Agreed? Because
Yes.
dual table is a
Yes.
dummy table. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah.
The sys date is not stored in any table. Sys timestamp is not stored in any table. That is not present in the table. When you say select sys date, you have because as per the syntax, you have to give some table. You have to use the from keyword. You have to say from the table name. But the sys date is not present in any table. That's why you are using the dual table, correct?
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Similarly, sys timestamp is not present in any table. That's why you're using dual table. So do you think that 25 plus 37 is present in some table?
no,
It will do the operation, but you, as per the syntax, when you write a select query, you have to write some from syntax and do a table name. That's why we are using dual table, which is a dummy table, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
But whereas the average or count or sum, they are group functions, and these functions are applied on the group of records. Those records are present in the table, correct?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
You cannot say that average function will be used for dual, correct? Because
yes,
average
Yes.
function will be applied on the group of records. It's a group function. Great.
yes, Ramji,
Sum is a group function. The sum function is applied on a group of records. Where those records will be present? Those records are present in the table. They are the group of records, right? The student records. The group of I'm asking you what is the average age in the student table. In the student table, whatever the records are there, what are the group of records present in the student table? I want to apply this function on those records and get the average of the age, correct?
yeah,
Yes.
I did not say that average function will be used along with the dual. Someone told the wrong answer, correct?
yes, Ramji,
Now, did you able to recollect everything?
yes, Ramji,
Yeah.
Any questions, Maharaj?
no, Ramji,
You joined from the phone?
yes,
Okay. So this morning I told about the group functions as well, like count function, sum function, average function. What else? Max function, min function. If you want to know what is the maximum of which student got maximum marks, you can just select. I mean, what are the maximum marks? What are the maximum marks in the class? You can just select max of marks. You can apply the function on the marks column from the student table. Correct? This function will be applied on the group
Yes.
of records on that particular column. Agreed, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
So now what I want to do is, let me show you something. So let's start from student. So I have these many records in the student table, correct?
Yes.
Now what I want to do is, I will ask all the students, hey, everyone go and form a group. Everyone go and form a group. I mean, the students who has the same age. Who, suppose for example, this particular student ABCD, his age is 21, correct? And this particular student AWESD is 24, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And this YUIRT is also 24. So these two students belong to one group, one age group, correct?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
Yes.
I'm asking every student, hey, go and form a group. In that group, everyone should have the same age. Everyone should have the same age. So how many groups will be formed here? I'm asking all the students, go and form the group according to your age. According to your age, go and form a group. So how many groups will be formed here?
6.
So
Six
there is
groups.
a age group 24, three students, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tw-
And
22.
three students, correct?
Yes.
And 22, one student,
One student.
21, one student, 25, one student. So total 6 groups, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So in the first group, in the 21 group, there is only one person in that group. In the second group, there is only one person. In the third group, you have 3 persons, 23, right? In the fourth group, that you have 3 persons again. In the fifth group, you have one person. In the sixth group, you have one person, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Ask the students to form a group according to the age. So this particular 21 age has only one person has this age. So in that group, only one person is there, correct?
Yes.
Everyone agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Ramji.
Okay, similarly, if I ask them to form a group, if I ask them to form the groups according to their marks, okay, how many groups will be formed? So these two students form one group, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And rest of the people form different groups, correct? Because there is
Different.
only one person in every group, correct? Except these 2 persons, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 9 groups will be formed,
Eight
agreed?
groups. Yeah, 9 groups.
9.
Because there are 10 records, so the 8 records are 8 groups, and these two people one
Good.
group, so 9 groups. Total 9 groups will be formed, agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
So suppose if I ask them to form a group according to their name, so how many groups will be formed? See,
10 groups.
multiple people can have the same name, agreed?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
in our example, all the persons have different names.
Yeah.
But there is
Yeah.
a possibility that in the same classroom, there can be multiple people with the same name, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
in our example, we have all the 10 people have different names, so they will form 10 groups, correct?
Yes.
Because I'm asking them
Yeah.
to form a group according to their name, correct?
Yes.
In our example, there are 10 groups. But imagine that these two people have the same name, then these two people belong to one group, correct?
Yes.
But in our case, it is not the case. It is not the case in our example. So all the people have different names. So there are 10. They will form 10 groups. But did you understand forming a group means? Did you understand what is meant by forming a group? So they can form a group according to the name. They can form a group according to the age. They can form a group according to the marks. What are it? They can form any kind of group, correct?
Yes.
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 So, for example, if I want to know, how many age groups are there in my college. Suppose let us assume that this is a classroom. The students are there in the class, correct? So how many age groups are there in this particular class? How many age groups? How many people? I mean, what are the different age groups have in my class? How many age groups are there? There are 6 age groups, correct? I already calculated, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So if I want, so it is easy for us to find how many groups with 10 people. But imagine that there are millions of records in the table. So right now there are only 10 people. You can easily go and calculate how many groups can be formed with the age, correct?
Yes.
But
Yes.
imagine that if you have millions of records in the table, can you do that? Can you say how many groups are there?
No.
No.
Will you agree? So can you calculate the number of groups if there are millions of records in the table?
Mm,
Mehraj, I want you to
No.
reply.
No. No.
Mehraj, tell me, can you calculate number of groups if there are millions of records?
No.
So for that reason, I should ask the database. The database tell me how many groups are there, correct? It means I have to write a query. I need not calculate anything. So I need not calculate the sum of marks. I need not calculate the average of marks. I need not calculate the count, number of records in the table, the count of records in the table. I need not calculate them anything. I'll simply ask the database by writing a query. Database will process that query. Database will understand the query. It will process the query. It will execute the query and give the result back to me. Correct? That is the headache
Yes.
of the database. I don't care how database calculates that. I have to just ask the database by writing a query. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now also I should ask the database. For example, even if there are millions of records, even if there are 10 records, even if there are 100 records, so instead of you calculating the number of groups, you can ask the database to calculate the number of groups, correct?
Yes.
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 Will everyone agree?
Yes, Ramji.
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the query I have to write for that? I have to write select what you want to group the people according to what? According to the age, correct?
Age.
So
Age. Yeah.
select age. You're writing a query. Select age from student table. Okay. If I say like this, I'll get all the ages. I don't want like this. I want only 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. I mean unique ages I want. Getting it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Distinct.
Because I want to know that I want to know these are the age groups, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So what I have to say is select marks from student group by. There's a clause called group by. There's a clause called group space by. Group by. Morning I told order by, correct?
Order by. Yes.
You want
Yes.
to order the student ascending order or descending order based on the marks or based on the age or whatever you want. Order by age or order by marks or order by whatever it is. Now I'm talking about group by. So I want to group by marks. I'm asking database a group all the students according to their marks, and after grouping all the students according to the marks, okay, so tell me what is the mark in each group. I'm asking select marks, correct? Select marks from student table after grouping by marks. First the database will understand this query. What it will do is it will group all the students according to their marks. Now how many groups are formed? 6 groups are formed, agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm
Yes.
asking select the marks from each group. I'm asking select the marks. So what is the marks in the first group? 21. What is the marks in the second
21.
group? 22. What is the marks in the third group? 23. So I'm asking to select the marks after grouping it. After grouping it, I asked them to group it. It is grouping it into multiple groups, correct?
Yes.
Based on
Yes.
the mark,
Yes.
group by marks. Based on according to the marks, it is grouping it. First, the database will group it according to the marks. After grouping it according to the marks, from each group, you're asking to select the marks. You're asking to select the marks from each group after grouping it, correct?
Yes.
So you'll get 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 because they are the different groups, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did by marks,
Yeah.
not age, correct? I'll do age. Select age from student group by age. Correct?
Age.
I'll get all the 6 groups. Did you get the 6 groups? This is the first
Yes.
group,
Yes.
Yes.
the second group, this is the third group, this is the fourth group, fifth group, sixth group. So from each group, I'm getting the age. I'm asking what is the age in each group, correct?
Yeah.
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 Age. I'm selecting age after grouping by age. Any questions?
No,
No.
Ramji.
No, Ramji.
No.
Suppose if I say select marks from student group by age, what will I get?
Select mark.
Varalakshmi, I want you to answer. When I run this query, first what database will do? When I send the query to database, what database
Yeah.
will do? It will group
It
by
will
age.
go by
Correct?
the with the ages. Yeah.
Again, how many groups will be formed with ages?
6.
Okay. So tell me in the first, for example, first group is let us assume that first group is 24. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the 24, how many members are there?
And 24, 3.
3 members. So what
Yeah.
I'm asking, select the marks
Select
from each.
marks.
I'm asking select the marks from each group. Correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is the marks in that group?
One is 51, and one is 76, and one is 67.
So, but I'm asking select the marks from each group. Only 1 mark you have to tell me, correct?
Yeah.
But why are you telling 3 marks? You cannot tell it, right?
Yeah.
When I
So
ask,
that's my question. Like
yeah,
how we will group. Yeah.
when I ask you to group by when I ask you to group by age, you grouped it by age. So in each group there can be 3 people or 2 people or 1 people. It depends on the data, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm asking from each group select the marks. That is not possible, right? Because I cannot say 1 mark. If I ask you to set the marks, which mark you will tell me? There are 3 people. Which mark you
Yeah.
will tell me, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am asking you what is the mark in that group? What is the marks in that group? You have to tell me only 1 result. You cannot tell me 3
Yeah.
results, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why this query will not work.
Okay. You have to give that column name which we have used for group by.
So yeah, so whatever the column you used in the group by class, the same column has to be used in the select class.
Yeah.
Whatever the column you used in the group by class, the same column has to be used in the select class. Any questions here?
No.
No.
Mehraj,
No.
No, Ramji.
Divya,
No, Ramji.
Kathy.
But we can use aggregate function with marks.
No, I did not go to that. I did not go to that level. No one knows what is aggregate function. I told group function. They don't know the different name for a group function. Correct? I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that now. I'm asking about only this particular thing. I want the answer only for this. Did you understand this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to understand that what are the topics I did not teach. So please don't bring up those topics. Others will get confused. Okay. I'll come to that. When I come to that topic, then you can ask me the questions on that. Because did I ever use the word called aggregate function?
No.
Ever use
No.
that
No.
word called aggregate function? No, I never used it. So I
Yeah.
don't. When you say aggregate function, the other people will get confused. Getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yeah.
So don't use the words which I don't use in the class. People will get confused unnecessarily. You can ask me in offline whatever you want. Fine.
Okay.
Anyways, so now my point is I'm talking about only columns now. So when you're grouping by A's, according to the A's, there are 6 groups formed. So in the first group, I'm asking you to tell me what are the marks in the group. You cannot tell me 3 results. You have to tell me only 1 result, correct?
Yes.
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 Definitely, I'm asking what is the marks in this group, because you did not group it according to marks. You grouped it according to A's, correct? So you
Yes.
cannot select the marks from the group. You can select only A's from the group. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
Select A's from student group by A's. Now you get the answer because you're selecting the A's from each group. Similarly, if I say select marks from student group by marks.
Marks.
When I group it according to marks from each group, what is the marks I can ask, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So whatever the column I used in the group by class, the same column has to be used in the select class. You cannot use any other column in the select class except this particular column. Suppose if I say what is select student ID from student table group by marks, will I get the answer?
No.
Because when I
No.
group it according to marks, so each group might contain 3-4 people, correct?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm asking what is the student ID in that group? Which student ID you will tell me? You cannot tell me a single student ID, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the reason that is not possible. It will give you an error. When you ask the database, hey database, please give me the result for this query, database will give you response saying that I cannot execute this query because whatever the query you have written is not proper. Getting it? Because you're asking database to select the
Yes.
student ID from each group. You're asking the database to select the student ID from each group, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Database is giving you back, database is telling you, hey, I cannot select the student ID from each group because you did not group it according to student ID. You group it according to marks, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what the database is telling back to the client. So SQL Plus is a client. From this client, I'm sending a query to database, correct?
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, when I write this query, uh, how can you tell me that this query is going to database?
When you write itself, we need to say
I'm asking you, am I sending query to database or not?
no.
Am I,
This is
Yes.
not going because we got an error. No.
who gave the error?
Mm, I think
Who gave the error? Who knows that
I
it's
think
error?
probably we send this query to server and server
Server and
doesn't know like
class.
which one need to
Server
display.
is, who is the server?
Oracle.
That is database, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're sending this query to database. Database is
And it
saying that
doesn't know
I
what to
cannot
display.
execute this
Yeah.
query. Database is saying that I cannot execute this query, correct?
Yeah.
Database is giving an error back to the client. Client send one request to server. Server is giving the
Yeah.
response back to the client saying that I cannot process your request because there is a problem with your request.
Yeah.
Getting it, everyone? Now my
Yes.
question,
Yes.
Yes, Ram.
now my question
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
when I write a
Yeah.
query in the client, why it is going to the database? Where did I say that it has to go to the database?
What's the question, Ramji?
Question is, when I write a query in the client, correct?
Okay.
So I'm telling that this query will go to the database, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Where did I specify that it has to go to the database? Did you understand my question?
Where did
No,
you
Ramji.
specify?
How does the client knows that it has to send this query to database? See, database is there in a different laptop, correct?
Yes.
Client is there in my laptop. Let us assume that client is there in my laptop and database is there in a different laptop. So when you write a query, how does the client knows that this query should go to that particular database which is present in another laptop? How does the client knows that?
Because we have connected to that
That's what my question.
database,
You
right?
already connected to the database, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the client, when I exit and when I open that again, SQL plus, first time I have to give the username,
Username.
December, right? December
2019.
December. So now I connected to database. Now whatever the queries I write, that will go to the database through that connection. I told there is a pipe kind of thing. Through that pipe, the queries will go, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
connectivity already established between the client and server, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
But whatever the queries you are sending, those queries will reach the database through that connection, through that pipe.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so now the main thing that we have learned in this class is what is group by class. When you use group by class, you're asking the database to group it according to the age, or group it according to marks, or group it according to name, or whatever it is. Group by whatever you give, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
after that, after grouping that, you're asking the database, hey, give me the A's in that, but in that particular group, select A's from student table after grouping the table into various groups according to A's, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Question is select A's from student table from select A's from student group by
Group by.
age, correct? So when I send this query to database, what you're asking database actually, you're asking the database to select the age from where? From the student
Group.
table,
By
correct?
group. From the
Student.
student table
But
by grouping the age.
yeah, you're asking the database to group the table into various groups according to age, because group by age. Then you're asking from each group select the age, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand this point?
Yes, Ramji.
Yes.
Yes, Ramji.
Okay. So I got this answer now, correct? 6 groups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, for
Yeah.
example, I want to know how many students are there in each group. How many students
Yeah,
are
that
there in
was
each
my
group?
next question actually.
Okay. So how many students are there in each group? So in this particular group, how many students are there? In this particular group, how many students are there? I want to know that. So for some reason, I want to know that. Okay. So whom
Yes.
should I ask? Definitely I should ask the database. Hey database, please tell me how many people are there in each group after grouping the table according to ages. Correct?
Yes.
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 So I should ask select age. I want to select the age, and I also
Count
want to
star.
select the count of star
Yeah.
from student table group by
Group by
age.
age.
By age.
You're grouping the entire, you're asking the database to group the entire student table according to ages. After grouping it, you're asking to select the age from each group and count from each group.
Okay.
I
Okay.
told that
Okay.
there's a function called count of star, correct?
Yes.
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 So now I got age is 22. In that group, there's only one person.
Only one
And age
record.
is
Yeah.
24. In that group, there are 3 persons. Age is 23. In that group, there are 3 persons, correct?
3. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm asking to select the age from each group and count from each group.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, it means I told that whatever the column you are using in the group by, the same column has to be used in the select clause, correct? I cannot say that select age, comma marks. Can I select age, comma marks from student table group by age? Can I do this?
No.
Because I can select the age from each group, but I cannot select the marks from each group,
Marks
correct?
from each group. Yes.
Agreed?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ram.
So this
Yeah.
is not possible. You cannot use any other column. You cannot use any other column apart from the column that is used in the group by clause. Agreed or not?
Yes.
Yes.
You're getting not a group by expression. That's a error. Database is giving this error because you're asking me to select the age from each group. I'm fine with that, but I cannot select the marks from each group because that group has different marks. Which marks you want me to select? Getting it?
Yes, sir.
So it is saying that it's not a group by expression. The marks is not a group by, correct?
Yes.
Any questions here?
Yeah.
But I cannot select the marks from each group, but I can select the count of each group, correct?
Yes.
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 I can select the count of each group. So select marks, comma, count of star from student table, group by marks. Got it? Now it is
Yes.
for marks, but there are two students in this particular group, correct? In this particular group,
Yes.
there is only one student. Agreed or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
Everyone understood this?
Yes,
Yes, Ramji.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, if I want to select marks, comma, sum of marks
Some.
from
So any group functions we can use for group by.
student group by marks.
Marks.
See, when I'm asking the database, a database, please group the entire student table into multiple groups according to their marks, correct?
Yes.
And after grouping it, so please select the marks from each group and sum of marks from each group, or else what you can do is sum of age, because in that group I want to calculate the sum of all the ages, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
From student table group by marks. So I'm grouping according to the marks, and each group I'm asking what is the marks and what is the sum of ages of all the students in that group, correct? So obviously that should be possible. There is no difficulty in calculating that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this particular group, the sum of ages is 45 because there are two students. The first student age is 21, the second student age is 24. 21 plus 24 is 45, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the rest of the groups, there is only one person. So the sum is only that particular only one person sum, right? Nothing else.
Yes.
Mhm.
Any questions here?
No.
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 So whenever you're using group by class, and when you're grouping it according to marks or according to age or according to whatever the column you're using in the group by class, the same column has to be used in the select class, and you cannot use any other column in the select class, and you can use group functions in the select class. There is nothing wrong to use the group function because that particular function is applied on a group. You are applying that function on each group, correct?
Yes.
That is
Yes.
what I mean the group function. Morning as I told that the function will be applied on the group of records. So in morning class I told that select count of stars from student table. That's all. So it is on the entire student table. That is one group. That is the group of records, correct?
Yeah.
On the
Yes.
Yes.
group of records, I'm applying this function called count, correct? But
Yes,
now
sir.
I'm dividing the entire group into multiple groups and applying the count function on each group, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Did everyone understand that?
Yes.
Yes, Ramji.
So count function is a group function. I told morning group functions means these functions are applied on the group of records. So in the student table, there are group of records. There is one group. There is a big group, correct?
Yes.
On that
Yeah.
group, you are applying the count function. But now what I'm doing is instead of having one bigger group, I'm splitting that bigger group into multiple groups according to age, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
I'm asking I'm applying this group function. I'm applying the count function on each group because this function can be applied on the group of records, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So then I'm getting, suppose if I apply this group function on the group of records, so I can I'm getting the result in each group, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to explain here is whenever you use group by class and what are the column you use in the group by class, the same column has to be used in the select class, and you can also use the any group functions because group functions can be applied on the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot use anything else in the select class other than the group functions and other than the column that is used in the group by class. Other than the column that is used in the group by class, so you cannot use any other column in the select class. Correct?
Yeah.
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 That is, these are the only possibilities whenever you're using the group by clause. When you use the group by clause, the same column which is used in the group by clause has to be used in the select clause, and also you can use any group function in the select clause. Okay, so and one more thing is, morning I told that there are multiple group functions like sum, min, max, average, and
Count.
correct. You can apply any group function in each
Count.
group. Correct? You can apply any of these functions on any group, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
instead of using sum here, I can use max function also. Max of age in that group. Select age,
Yeah.
select age comma max of age from each from student
From
group,
student, group
correct?
by
Age.
age.
So I'm selecting the age from each group and asking what is the maximum age in each group, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can apply any group function in the select clause, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, and these functions are called group functions, and these functions are also called as aggregate functions, because aggregate means, I hope everyone know what is the meaning of aggregate in English. It is the
Yeah.
aggregate, you're doing some aggregation on a on some group, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
aggregating something, correct? So these are
Yes.
also called aggregate functions or group functions. So the Kathy to asked about this earlier. So can we use aggregate functions in the select clause? So obviously we can use the aggregate functions in the select clause. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whenever you're using the group by clause, whenever you're using the group by clause, can we use the aggregate functions in the select clause? Yes, we can use the aggregate functions. Aggregate functions is nothing but group functions.
Group functions. Yeah.
So did I answer your question, Kathy? I know that you already know this
Yes.
topic, but does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Does it make more sense now?
Yes.
Did you see the difference about the concept? Whatever you know and whatever I explained?
Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, so the group functions are completed with this. Okay, still one more topic is pending. So the next thing is, for example, I want to find select age comma count of star from student table group by age, correct? So
Yeah.
now in each group I'm getting the count. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Yes.
what I want is, I don't want all these things. Suppose I have millions of records and there are thousands of age groups. Maybe there are multiple age groups. Okay, I don't want all the age groups and the number of records in each group. I don't want that. That is not my requirement. My requirement is, I want to find the age groups in which the number of people are more than two, are more than sorry, are less than three. How many groups has less than three? See, one group might have 10 records, the other group might have 5 records, the other group might have 3 records, correct? The other group
Yeah.
might have only 1 record, or the other group might have 2 records. Getting it?
Yes.
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 I want to find only those groups which has less than 3. which has less than 3 people in that group. I want only those groups. If I, for some reason I want to know that. Getting it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
then
Yeah.
I should ask the database. A database, please give me the please group the entire table according to the age, and then give me how many groups has count less than 3. Correct?
Yes.
I should ask the
Yes.
database, obviously, because I don't know anyone. I should ask only data, because the entire data is there inside the database. Only database
Yeah.
knows about these things. No one knows about it. Correct?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
entire
Yeah.
data isn't inside the database. Only the database can go and look up the data and give me the result. No one else can go and look up the database. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So definitely I should write it, because database understands only queries. I have to send a query to database. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Select age comma count of star from student group by age. So I'm asking the database to group the entire student table according to the age. Then I'm asking what is the count in each group and what is the age in each group. Correct? But I don't
Yes.
want for each group. I want only for those groups which has less than 3. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having count of star less than 3.
Yes.
I'm getting all the groups which has less than 3. So I'm grouping it, and I'm asking whichever the group is having count less than 3. Getting it?
Yes.
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 Then I'm asking the age in each group and count in each group, whichever the group has count less than 3. Any questions? So this is one more clause, having clause. So along with group by, you can use the having clause. So group by and having will always come together. You cannot use the where clause here. You cannot say that where count of star. That is not the proper syntax. Whenever you're using the group by clause, you have to use the having clause. You cannot use the where clause.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions on this?
No.
No.
So
No,
group by
Ramji.
and having will always come together. You cannot use where along with the group by. You can use only having clause along with the group by. So this is about group by clause. This is all about group by clause, nothing else in group by. So these are very important interview questions. They will definitely ask you. They will give you a scenario. They will give you a scenario. For example, they'll ask you like this. So consider that there is an employee table. Consider that there is an employee table. Okay.
Okay.
So in the employee table, the first they will tell you that they will have the columns are employee ID and employee name and salary. Okay. And they will also tell you that there's a department ID because every employee, one employee might belong to HR department, one employee might belong to some other department, correct? Accounts department. The other employee might belong to finance department. So in the company there are multiple departments, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So each department will have multiple employees, correct?
Yes.
So for
Yes.
example, this particular employee belongs to department ID 100 or department ID 200. Okay, the ID of the department is 200. Okay, so the second employee ID is 101. So DEF, so his salary is maybe 2000, and this is the salary, and his department ID might be 201. Correct? So
Yeah.
maybe the employee ID is 102, employee name is some name, and salary is some salary, and his department maybe he also belongs to 200. We don't know, right? Multiple employees can work in same department, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So now in the interviews they'll ask you like this. For example, if you have an employee table and you have an employee ID column, you have an employee name column, you have a salary column, you have a department ID column. So now I want to find how many employees are working in each department. That is the question they'll ask you. how many employees are working in each department. Getting it? So
Yeah.
there might be millions of
Yeah.
employees in the company, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
There might be millions of employees in the company or different thousands of employees in the company. If you look at the bigger companies like TCS or Infosys or any other bigger companies, they will have definitely, I mean, more than 100K employees, correct? Across the
Yes.
globe. Across the globe, they will have a lot of employees, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
TCS database, in the TCS company's database, in the TCS company database, they will have millions of employees in the database, correct?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they will have the information about each and every employee. Agreed? So
Agreed.
this example, you have only 3 records, but they will not tell you that you have 3 records or 4 records. They'll simply ask you, hey, there's an employee ID column, there's an employee name column, there's a salary column, there's a department ID column. Now tell me, I want to know how many employees are there in each department. How will you do that? Hmm? Group by department ID, correct? When you group by
Yes.
department ID, so all the people belong to that department ID will form one group, correct?
Yes.
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 So then after forming the group, some employee table, after forming the group, you're asking what is the count, select department ID, comma, for this department ID, what is the count, correct? For this department ID, after forming the group according to department ID, now you're asking what is the department ID in each group and what is the count in that group. So you get the department ID 200, maybe 2 members are there. 201,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe 1 member is there. You'll get the answer like this, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because even if you have millions of records, database will go and calculate that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any questions here? This is
No.
how they ask the
No.
question. What are the concepts you are learning? You should be able to answer them when they ask in the interview in a different with a different words, with a different example. Obviously, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to start thinking when they ask you like this. Oh, okay, in the company there can be multiple departments, and each department might have multiple employees. So now they're asking how many employees in each department. First of all, I have to group it by department ID. Then I will get that all the employees are grouped in, are forming a group according to department ID. Correct? So now I have to
Yes.
find the count of each group. That's all. That's what the query I have to write. Getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Yes.
start
Yeah.
thinking, you have to start applying your brains. Whatever the examples we learned in the class, they don't ask the same example. They'll ask a different example, but the concept is same. Getting it?
Okay.
Okay.
Even when you join the companies and when you start coding it, when you're writing the queries to get the data from the database, so you have to write the queries according to your table structure. In our example, we have a student and we have a marks and age. Maybe in your company's database, you might have a different table names. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting it? For
Yes.
example, in my application, I have, see, this is the name of the table. This is one table name. That depends on what tables you are creating in your application, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is another table. That depends on what tables are. You should definitely you have to know what tables are there in the database and what is the data present in the table, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
What type of data will be there in the table? For example, employee table will have employee data. Department table will have department's data. Student table will have student data. Similarly, you should, according to your application, you should know what is this table and what is the data present in the table. No one will know that. When you look at the code, when you try to look at the code, and you have to understand, okay, this table contains this data. This particular data is stored in this particular table. Generally, by looking at the name of the table, you will understand what is there in the table. Getting it? That is how you have to give the name. That is how you have to give the names. You cannot give the names just like that. See, when I am storing the employee data, I am giving the name of the table as employee. When I'm storing the students data, I'm giving the name of the table as students. So when someone look at the table name, they should know what data is present in the table by looking at the table name itself. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That is how you have to give the names of the tables. Getting it?
Yes.
Yes, Ramji.
Okay, this is about group and having class. Yeah, that's all for today. I'm not teaching so many things now, but weekend definitely I will teach so many things because I have a target to complete the SQL queries by weekend. So
Yeah.
don't miss the classes on the weekend. Okay.
Okay,
And
Ram.
Okay, Ramji.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to teach two things in the next four classes. Tomorrow two classes and after tomorrow two classes.
Okay.
And whatever I do now, try to practice that.
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
concerns or any questions before I stop this class? Are you getting the time for practice or not?
Yes,
Ramji, we
Ramji.
can't listen from you.
We
We are
can't
getting
hear.
disturbance from Varalakshmi.
Okay, now you are listening, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, Ramji.
So my question is, do you have any concerns? Because I'm teaching so many things every day. Are you getting time for practice or not?
Yeah, we are getting Ramji.
Yes.
Is everyone sure about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
So is it okay if I go with this kind of speed?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
this is fine.
Okay, and this is just the beginning. So you will, by the end of this month, you will definitely, you will see, we will cover so many topics. By the end of this month, we'll cover so many topics. I want everyone not to get confused and practice whatever I'm teaching every day. You have to complete those things on that day itself. Don't postpone it to next day because next day you'll have two more recordings, correct?
Yes.
Every
Yes.
day you'll have two more recordings. So don't postpone the things to next day. Other it will be very difficult for you to manage. I'm telling you. Going forward, we are going to learn so many things. By the end of this month, you will realize at the end of this month, oh, we have learned so many things. So that's the reason I'm giving you a just suggestion in the beginning itself. Don't neglect the things. Whatever the things we are doing every day, try to complete the things on the day itself, the same day itself. Okay. Otherwise,
Okay.
you
Okay.
won't understand the next class. Every class depends on the previous class. If you observe, morning I told about the group functions. Now I told about the group by class. If you don't understand the group functions, will you understand the group by class?
No.
No.
So every class depends on the previous class. If you don't practice the previous class, if you forget the previous class, you don't understand the next class. Getting it?
Yes,
Yes.
Ramji.
Yes.
So we are going to cover so many things by the end of this month. We are going to cover Hibernate, JDBC, Spring, so many things. Getting it? So
Yes.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be on your toes and practice well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye. Bye everyone.
Tomorrow morning
Tomorrow,
class
Tomorrow.
at what time?
tomorrow class at same time, 8:30 Eastern time. There is no change.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay, okay.
8 o'clock?
Yeah, it's fine,
Yeah.
Ramji.
Yeah. So because I want to take for long time. I mean, I want to spend at least 1 hour 45 minutes tomorrow. So let's take class at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So 8 to 9:45 is the class. Be prepared for that. And don't miss the
Okay.
class. If you miss it, you will lose so many things.
Okay, Ramji.
Okay,
Okay.
Ramji.
Bye. Bye everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Ramji, when is the class? Sorry, like it was so breaking for me.
8 p.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. Eastern time in the morning.
Okay, yeah.
Tomorrow is a Saturday, so I hope you don't have any problem.
Yeah, I don't have an issue.
Yeah. Bye. Bye
Mm.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Ramji.
And
I'll use